everybody. Welcome to This Is What My Hair Looks Like Today. Hey, hey, Renard, that was a great picture of you. Which leads me to ask, have you been feeling rough? I would see you right now. You feeling okay?
Yeah, that was a good one about 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that picture. Yeah, the picture Steve just showed has got to be 15 years old. And I keep telling Carnival, here's a new picture, and they're like, the old one, you don't look so old. And I said, yeah, but then I get on stage and they're like,
who's that?
Old? Is that your dad? Is your dad do the show now instead? So, well, hello, living people that I haven't killed because you're not my enemies. I'm Brad Tassell, and you're watching the Virtual Comedy Show. I don't think I ever say that. And we have our big star, Steve Goody, who's not alone tonight. It's he's got somebody in there. And we've got, of course, this week, Patty Vasquez. I don't know.
Hooray!
Available to tell us if you're okay. She's not. Okay, good. She's
here, right?
Under the way. She's
I
here.
am. Hello. What?
Okay.
What? I'm here.
Okay, so you're feeling good. You're feeling good.
Well, I didn't say that.
Okay, that's
good enough.
Well, have a drink and get in the corner by a bureau, and everything will be good. So this is our little experiment we started in March of 2020. And my daughter just realized that as she was graduating and being kicked out of high school because of COVID, she started, and now she's graduated from college, and we're still working on this little experiment. We keep tossing pasta at the wall, waiting for something to stick, and it just keeps falling behind the oven. So that was a good analogy. We also had a great idea in the beginning that we would have talented guests, if nothing else. And that's what we do. This week, we have a huge talent. I couldn't be more impressed from back in the day when we used to hang out at Zany's. Renard Hirsch is here, just back in the Apollo in New York, which is probably one of the coolest gigs on the planet. Do they still have do you rub the rock still?
Yeah, you can still rub the rock. Yeah.
You do, or you didn't? Did you?
Yeah, you can still rub it.
But did you?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
you'll have to go back.
When
they liked you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when they took when I came in, they took the other comedians out. I was doing something, and then I came back, and then I was like, oh, they took pictures with the rock. I didn't get to do it. So yeah, I got to go back now.
That is exactly what happens to me in everything. I'm doing something and not paying attention, and everyone does the cool thing, and then they go, "Oh, you just missed
yeah, exactly."
And
the tree.
For me,
it's a tree. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually for
the
me,
log. That's what they called it. Rub the log. That's what they said.
Oh, rub the log. Okay. Oh God, rub the log.
Leave that alone.
Wait a minute. I was offered that a massage the other day. I was offered that.
Bob's turning red over here.
Yeah, Bob's getting embarrassed. Rub the log. So the thing I usually miss is getting paid. So anyway, and we also have
that's one of the most important parts.
That's right. And singing his little heart out tonight, we have our pal Jeff Pearson, who is
right here. He's right there.
So that is right there. He's in there. He's going to stick something in a minute. By the way, working in the cruise industry, I'm very interested in the fact that a billionaire is going to build an exact replica of the Titanic. Have you seen that? Oh, and it will sail the original route from 1912. So that's kind of cool. I've already asked about doing comedy on that ship, and the booker said no, because their plan is that on this Titanic, no one dies.
Oh.
All right. By the way, I'm just back from Costa Rica, where I was escorted off the ship 7 days early.
Oops.
Because I had entertained the passengers so much that any more would have gotten the really old people overheated. So we had to stop. So speaking of that, your dad's here. So anyway, so they put us out in a van, and we had to drive 2 hours from the coast of Costa Rica to San Jose, and it's almost 7 miles, and it took 2 hours. So the roads are rough there. And while I was getting on my second flight, I dumped an entire Diet Coke into my first class seat. And the flight attendant immediately ran and got a ton of towels and paper stuff and quickly cleaned up my seat. Oddly, though, once I did this in coach, I dumped a whole drink in my seat. And when I asked for something to clean it up with, the attendant said, "You're wearing a pullover." So that's what status gets you. So now, speaking of status, that goes to this. And speaking of getting pulled over, we all know now Sandra Dorley, right? The New York district attorney who was caught going 55 and a 35. And that wasn't enough for her to actually pull over when the policeman was trying to stop her. She drove all the way home. She was then rude to the officer. She called the police chief to tell the officer to leave because she was above the law. And all of this is on video. You know what?
Fun.
Yeah. So this is even too far for me, said Karen.
Wow.
By the way, she just did one of another very poor apology online. So, all right. Of course, by the way, this hasn't ended well for Sandra, who has posted an apology where in the apology, she says she makes no excuses for her behavior, then spends 3 minutes making excuses for her behavior. Oh, I had a long day. I did this. I did that. I said, yes, but you weren't, thrown to the ground and tased and thrown in jail for no reason. She also promised to take some ethics training and plead guilty to the crime. She'll also give a personal apology to the officer, and spending the next 6 months in the office is what she'll do, with people whispering, that's that bitch right there. There she is. That's the one. So,
Nice.
okay. Hey, oh my gosh. Did anybody see this story? A man was acquitted for drunk driving when doctors confirmed to the court he has a rare condition called auto-brewery syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where his stomach actually makes alcohol when they eat carbohydrates, causing them to get actually drunk and appear drunk. I know, is that wild? The case was a win for those with the condition. There are some, but authorities said they won't be accepting what others have called auto-meth syndrome.
Ah.
No, you're just high. But I have allergies, officer. I don't even know. What do you mix Anybody know what you mix Sudafed with to make?
Yes,
Alice,
I believe
you're
it's Dr.
into
Pepper.
Science. What?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper and Sudafed makes meth.
That's right.
No wonder it's so cheap.
It's entirely possible that soda's an acid for the most part.
Sodas and acids. Well, boy, that sure spelled
We
it
don't
out.
want to know how to make acid. We want to know how to make meth.
I
That's
said
right.
soda is an acid.
Soda is an acid. So okay. Well, get that worked out and let's start a business. Did you guys? I don't know if anybody saw this. Like most toddlers, this one little what? Okay, no more talking like that. Like most toddlers, one little one was being put off by her parents when she said there were ghosts in her room. Anybody see this? She said, Mom, Dad, there's ghosts in the room. But then the family was putting her off, but then they found 50,000 bees in the walls.
Oh my goodness.
Dear.
I know. Thank God that's over, said the ghosts under her bed. Because even ghosts are scared of bees.
Oh, God, you're going to do more ghost jokes, aren't you?
Nope, that's it for the week.
Okay.
Could there be what
Well, you know a couple of them from Edinburgh, and I was afraid we're going to flash back to that.
Oh yeah. What? Tell me
Glad I brought it up.
Okay. What do you call a ghost chicken?
Oh, Poultrygeist. All right, let's move on.
Hey, speaking of what could have been ghosts, we're on this. We had another rapture this last week. Anybody go?
Bob did.
April 23rd. You missed it?
Yep.
Yeah, these are coming so fast now that I haven't even had time to give away all my possessions and tell everyone in my life they suck. I know. Numerologist David Mead gave us the news that the faithful would be sucked up, even though he's done this quite a few times over the years. Others were saying that the recent eclipse, was going to be the joyous day for the faithful. Did you see that?
Mhm.
Yep. There have been these predictions, did you know, going back to at least the Revolution and before, the Revolutionary War. No one knows what the future holds. There's only one true signal that the end of times is near, and that is the New York Jets winning a Super Bowl. Carla?
She is here.
By the way, honorable mention for that joke was the end of times. My McDonald's order in the drive-thru was right. That's and the last one. How you know it's the end of times? Nick Cannon and Elon Musk get the same woman pregnant. That would be the Antichrist right there. And there's a good chance they'll get to the same woman at some point because they're going through them pretty fast. Okay. All right, here we go. Hey, oh my gosh, everybody's seen this. 3 men now have been arrested and face up to 12 years in prison for bringing live ammo to the Turks and Caicos Islands. 3 men. Yep. The families are all saying it's too harsh. No one should be treated like this for a mistake, right? Where was that attitude 2 years ago, said Brittany Grenier.
Yeah.
Okay, not funny, but true. All right.
So true.
See, because they were all saying, okay, fine.
It doesn't have to be funny. It just has to be virtually funny.
Yes, virtually funny. Yes. The bar is so much lower here.
Yeah, I know.
That one was so weak, I went blurry during it. Okay, now a Louvre joke. Boy, this one's going to be rough. Oh, my God. The Louvre in Paris is planning on moving the Mona Lisa to its own special viewing room. Have you seen that?
Ooh.
The famous painting has always resided in a large room with other works. Many think the move is to protect the Da Vinci masterpiece, as over the years, activists have tried to vandalize the work, but the museum says that it's not the reason. The press was told, you know how sick I am of watching that bitch from Kana get married, said the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta know what Mona Lisa's looking at.
Nice.
Wedding at Kana.
That's fun.
Okay. See, we have two smart
Art teacher with that mouth.
We have 2 smart people in this room. Did you see, Alice, did you see this? Scientists have discovered that dolphins are getting high from pufferfish. By the way, we all know dolphins are about the worst, meanest, horrible bully animals in the sea.
Oh, yeah.
don't we?
Yeah, they are.
They murder porpoises for fun. They're really, they deserve to be in captivity ridden by children. They're horrible creatures. So what they do is the dolphins knock the puffer fish around between each other and injure it until it puffs up. And then they know how to bite it. So it'll release the toxin, and the toxin puts the dolphins into a euphoric state. Isn't that wild? The puffer fish are not only very traumatized by this, but once the attack is over, the dolphins turn them over and they're deported to Mexico for drugs. Okay, let's see what's left. I got 2 more. Trump, this is so funny. Trump is said to be sick of Carrie Lake showing up at Mar-a-Lago. He is tired of it. Trump suggested the other day that she should leave the club and hit the campaign trail. You need to get out on the campaign trail. He then added, voter fraud doesn't just make itself up.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Trump finished up by saying, don't make me get the ketchup.
Ooh.
Okay, last one. By the way, Alice just told everybody that dolphins have the brain capacity almost as much as humans, which, proves how horrible they can be. Okay, and now last but not least, South Dakota Governor Kristi, how do you say it? Noem?
Gnome.
Noem, is it Noem?
Yeah.
Was on Trump's list for the VP nomination until she revealed in her book that she enjoyed and laughed when she shot her puppy for playing during a duck hunt. She is now on the top of Trump's list. By the way,
Don't forget her goat too.
yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, the goat. By the way, Joe Biden, on the other hand, told Noam, try that with my dog and see who loses a hand. All right, Steve, do you know how to get in here?
Rat Tassell,
Oh, we see
everybody!
that. Yay, everybody!